Hello everyone, and welcome back to another part of Persona 3 Festival, The Answer. I was about to say portable, but that's not true. We're slowly figuring out the reason why we're seeing these past events. We've been through more than half of the doors in the Desert of Doors, though we still don't know anything about the Dark Figure. Anyways, that's not much further to go. Let's keep it up. You won't regret this. In the end, I wasn't able to protect my father as promised. And it's more than that. I feel as though I let one of my very reasons for living slip away. But I do have something precious to live for. I will hold true to my vow this time, no matter what. Don't forget that my persona is weak against fire. I can swear all of the vows I want, but if the enemy attacks my weak point, I'll fall without accomplishing my goals. Understood. I got a message. I don't know from who. Okay.
For Shinji and me not to know her parents' faces, but at the same time it made things easier. Growing up in a high-class family like Mitsuru has its disadvantages. She's been dealing with his shadows since she was little. Gotta admire her guts. Leave it to me.
Here. This must be the 6th door. Are you ready? Also, forgive me if I do sound a bit weird. I burned my tongue earlier. So, yeah. Let me scout ahead. It's faint, but I sense a powerful presence below. As for the figure, no, I can't sense it anywhere now. The enemy is a long way from your current position. Please pace yourself as you go. You got it. I also really like the aesthetic of this place too. Honestly, like, cool colors and like very few warm colors. I'm not a huge fan of warm colors unless it's like fall season and it's like on trees or whatever. But cool colors in general, I'm just a huge fan of. This is honestly so much nicer than spending most of my time just fighting enemies. I'm not sure like 100% if I'm gonna do it, but I have considered maybe recording like an actual playthrough of just Festival on its own. Wait, I think I confirmed the location of a powerful shadow. Yes, you're very close to it now. How are you holding up? If you're feeling weak, please don't push yourself. Come back if you don't think you can make it. However, with that being said, of course, there is a reason why I'm holding back on that for now. But yeah, I'm not gonna say why that is. Perhaps one day we will know. Ew. Oh, actually, whenever I said I wasn't a fan of like warm colors, that isn't technically right because I do really like pink and red is good too. I'm just not a fan of yellow and orange. I'm confident that you win. Good luck. I think it's nice being able to talk about everything and nothing at the same time. Because then there's seldom moments that I'll actually have silent moments in my video. But that's also not to say that they're a bad thing necessarily. Well, okay, well, this is not a good situation for you to be in, huh? Oh, wow. Well, look at you.
Careful! The enemy's going to attack! Nice try! Persona!
And
I failed to finish it off.
I see. Okay.
I won't lose.
I'm about to hit them really hard.
Persona! 2 more to go.
I hate when enemies just decide to like
If you get
do
it,
that. Oh god, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, well,
I need your help. Such persistence. I won't lose. Last one. Don't let your guard down. I thought that would do it. Be careful. Metis is badly hurt. It won't go down. I failed to finish it off. Don't mess with me. I'll do my best until the very end.
all right. Was it just static interference? Sorry, it's hard to see ahead with so many shadows, especially since the shadow on those floors seems much stronger than before. If you're going ahead, be careful. These colors are okay. Yes, Athena. Coincidence? I think not. Hang on. I've confirmed a strong shadow presence. It's located on... I can't say exactly where it is with so many shadows lurking here. Keep going for now, please. I should have paused in between saying the last one and then please, because it's, you know, commas usually transitional to a sentence. Anyways, not important. Do. Oh my gosh, so I just remembered that I had Silent Hill, and I've never played any of the Silent Hill games. So, I might record that in between Persona 4 Golden, whenever I start that. But I'm gonna finish this up first because I want to get it out of the way because I've been procrastinating too much on it.
This feeling. That figure doesn't feel quite like a normal human, but, well... No, I can't be positive. I'm sorry I can't be more specific. It seems like the shadow is our only enemy again. Incoming!
Purple and blue. It is very pretty.
I need your help!
Not good enough.
Piercing attacks equals bad. Got it. I said piercing attacks are bad, right? But then I immediately used my attack with Aegis. That counts as a piercing attack. Ignore me, please.
Electricity doesn't seem to work on it.
This ends now! Last one. Don't let your guard down.
Good luck, everyone!
I've regained my honor.
Jeez.
I can sense your determination.
You ate a bowl of cereal. You're filled with determination. I should play Undertale on my channel at some point. That black figure, is it waiting for us? It seems to have a mind of its own, but... And back to the very pretty place. There doesn't seem to be a single enemy on this floor. I have a bad feeling about this. Walks away. As you should. Whoa. Unbreakable cage. What's that? No, wrong thing. Did not want to look at that. Prevents you from becoming panicked. Okay then. It's not exactly like a bad thing, but I need some more personas to use, so
Be careful.
I need your help!
someone's gonna have to die.
One enemy to go!
Last one!
Did you see that, Shinji?
Aw, no shuffle time. Fluffy equals sad. The black figure that lures us to the doors at dead ends, and past events we keep seeing beyond these doors. Given all that, the figure must be... Of the music that I know that isn't copyrighted, I would like to like maybe add that into some of my videos later, like Corpse Party music, OST, that sort of thing. Because some of that music is just like really good for no reason.
Attention, all students in the dormitory. The cafeteria will be closing in 30 minutes.
Oh, crap. Forget it.
Oh, there you are, Yukari. We went to your room to look for you.
Oh, sorry. I don't think I can make it today. It'll be crowded anyway.
Hey, is that your stuff? Have you even been to your room since we got back?
Huh? Oh, yeah, you're right.
I don't believe this. You mean you've been spaced out for hours? Are you sure you're feeling okay?
Oh, no, it's nothing, really. It's just... how should I put it? It's hard to believe it's already been 4 years since I got here.
Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. It sucks that we have to be cooped up in this dorm for 3 years. We should be out and having fun. This year's almost over, too. At this rate, high school will be over in a flash. Well, let's not set our sights too high. We've just got to get through this.
Things went by so fast. I knew I wouldn't find out anything about Dad just by going to class. I mean, not even the police or the media have found anything new. It's already been 10 years. Wonder if I should just give up.
Ah, Takeba-san. You are Takeba-san, the freshman, right?
Oh, yeah, that's me.
I'm glad you're here. There's a letter for you. I'm very sorry about this. It actually came in yesterday. But there were so many transfer stamps that I couldn't tell who it was for.
What?
It's from an Eiichiro Takeba. Is he a relative?
But that can't be. Commemorating the opening of the Moonlight Bridge 10 years ago?
Takeba-san, wait! I need your signature here. And you forgot your things. These are your things, aren't they? Takeba-san?
You were all alone, trying to fight the Kirijo group's deception by yourself for so long.
It's not like that.
If we're being forced to look into our pasts, it would have been nice if you could have seen your father. I would have liked to meet him.
It's not that big a deal. Now's not the time to go over the past. I'm tired of dealing with shadows. We should hurry and finish this.
Yukari, aren't you pushing yourself a little too hard?
You know how Igus has his power? She might not realize it, but that's gotta mean she inherited something from him. I'm anxious to get my own sign that I'm actually moving forward. I made a promise with him too.
Yukari.
Now that I've seen my past event, I know for sure. The idea we had about there being something in common between all the memories we've seen.
So that means, on that day we saw, did you...
Kenkun's story. Akihiko-senpai's story, Junpei's and Koromaru's too. Mitsuru-senpai's is the one that makes it the most obvious.
Huh? I'm not following you here.
What we've seen is each of our reasons for awakening to our persona.
It fits. Fuka awakened in front of everyone, and Aigis and Metis could use it from the beginning. So there's no need to see their memories. That would make the most sense.
But even if that's so, why would we be seeing that here? Is it telling us to step back and examine our origins? Aigis-san, what do you think?
Well...
Yo, Aiga's sister! Don't act like this doesn't involve you. Let's hear what you think.
Why? I can't talk about the past with you all. I don't know anything about it.
What's the matter?
Nothing. I meant just what I said. You said you wouldn't leave me behind. But I don't know anything about your past, so I'm always lost during these conversations.
Ah, I get it. You're lonely. See, you're a kid after all. Now I get why you got all well-behaved when we said we'd leave you behind.
I'm not a kid.
You may not know anything about us, but we don't know anything about you either. You must have special memories known only to you, like the memory of when you discovered your emotions.
Isn't it time you told us who you are?
Memories? But I don't...
Oh, it closed.
Sheesh.
Metis, I think you misunderstand. Not all of our pasts were glamorous. To be honest, there were more painful memories than pleasant ones.
That's clearly not true. All the things you laugh and talk about are from your past.
She doesn't mince words, which forced us to another realization. I felt, for the very first time, that the reason time stopped may in fact have something to do with us.
You decided to return to the lounge.
Coming up to our last shot at this. That thing up ahead, whatever it is calling out all this.
It's supposedly tied to us and our personas. You don't think it's the only way out of this is for us to die?
Thinking like that gets you nowhere. We wouldn't have to come this far if we didn't believe there's another way.
You're right. Sorry, my bad. My bad habits are coming back again. We won't have to endure this for much longer. Everyone, brace yourselves. We're going in. Your new persona talent. Yukari seems to think that you inherited it from him. What do you think? Do you have any ideas what happened? Inherited it? Yukari doesn't know for certain either. It's just that you were the only one to hear his last words. She has mixed feelings about that. Try to understand.
Think back. Metis said we were the reason the abyss of time is here. Us and the shadows that are littering this place. Damn it, what's going on? I'm no Junpei, but I can't think of anything that could have caused this. Anyway, find all the answers if we keep going. There are enemies weak to lightning, My Caesar should do the trick. Let me know if you need me.
What are you doing, Metis? I haven't hurt anyone since then, so why am I being left out? I'm doing my best to help, so why are they still treating me like a kid? I'm not a kid. This must be the 7th door. I think it's the last one. Are you ready? Let me scan up ahead. It's a black figure. Please be very careful. Very opulent place. If this, color palette was swapped to maybe a dark, gray or whatever, it would be an excellent gothic aesthetic. I would not be against it. You're slowly getting closer to that presence. It's very near now. Be careful. Where is the lower floor at? Tell me. Oh, well, no, I don't want to do that. I wanted to switch to music, but... my favorite song from the list. Good vibes. You've not found the exit yet? Come on. It's gotta be around here somewhere. It was right there. Okay.
Please spread out and search the area. Please spread out and search the area. feeling. This has to be.
You never know until you know. The enemy seems to be waiting below. Are you ready?
I think I'm right. This feeling. It must be. But no, it can't. Oh, I didn't mean to distract you. Enemy shadows incoming!
I don't like these enemies.
I need your help!
I remember fighting them the first time I played through this. And yeah, not fun. This time's gonna be a bit different though.
I won't lose.
Fight hard!
Don't mess with me. I couldn't finish it off.
I need your help!
The enemies return to normal!
I failed to finish it off.
Persona! Wind won't work!
I won't lose. Still alive.
You won't escape! I thought that would do it!
Don't mess with me.
Last one! I need your help!
I must have had something to cure this, at least.
Be careful!
Yeah, something like that. I would have picked that up normally, I think. But I'm not going to use anything high grade because that's just pretty unfair, I think.
All I can do is watch. Keep your guard up at all times.
Don't mess with me. I couldn't finish it all.
I need your help.
Hang in there.
Don't mess with me. I couldn't finish it all.
Good luck, everyone.
Wait, pierce attacks
The
work.
enemy is getting stronger too.
I was not aware of this. That figure. No, it can't be. I mean... I think that's yours. Let's see. No? So then it's mine. Got it. Good thing I can play with one hand. My leg is itchy. Okay. Where are those blasted stairs? Are you kidding me? I go all this way, just to find nothing. How disappointing. The figure is just up ahead. It's like it's waiting for us to get to it. I have a terrible feeling about this. It's still a bit further ahead, but please keep your guard up. Doodly doodly doo. Okay. After I get to this little memory thing, I am going to end it afterwards because I am very tired. Basically. There is no dedicated map button, it seems. It is one thing I missed from the portable version. Among a few others, of course. Oh my gosh, where is it? Okay, from now on, I'm gonna have you guys spread out at the start of every stage because this is just taking too long. Stairs, people. Where are the stairs?
All right, I'll keep looking.
Good timing.
Please spread out and search the area.
Two powered dog suits. So if we get Koromaru and Koromaru Alter, then maybe we can use both of them. If you're a Fate fan, you will know. I should have split up. Speaking of,
Please spread out and search the area.
I wonder if that thing is showing itself to lure us in. Then there is something we're supposed to see, further into the abyss of time.
more enemies. Oh no.
I think even if we don't chase that figure, we'll meet it in the deepest part of this place.
That last one, when she didn't even say anything, that's my reaction to this right now.
We're getting close. Let's keep moving forward. Enemy shadows incoming.
These are my most hated shadows of all time.
I need your help!
If you watch my playthrough on Persona 3 Portable, which, I mean, you probably already played it or watched someone else's, whatever. Anyways, regardless, all I'm gonna say is secret boss. That's all the context you need. That one door. Nope. Seeing them once is enough.
Electricity doesn't seem to work on it.
This ends now! Last one. Don't let your guard down.
Yeah, best way to do it is just to, like, obliterate them.
You won't escape!
Like, if you can do it, just kill them as fast as you can. Preferably one-shot them, if it's at all possible.
The enemy's down. Let's finish this. You'll fall by my hand. My will is unfailing.
Alright, I gotta revive you. I'm just gonna use this because I know I picked up one earlier. Metis said the reason for all of this has something to do with us. That along with the figure that's up ahead. Anyway, we'll reach the truth behind this all. Just keep going. Do. I'm yet again regretting the fact that I did not split them up. Also, Akihiko is dying. Because you're not close, that's why. Okay, Akihiko, where are you? Get over here. Take some of this. Drink that so you feel better. Stop being sick or else.
Please spread out and search the area. Please spread out and...
I wonder what's in store. Everything will be revealed soon. The closer we get to that, the more nervous I am. I feel like this won't end so easily. Sorry, I shouldn't be saying such things when we're almost there. Even if something does happen, I think we'll be okay. Thanks for all your hard work, Aigis. You've become an amazing leader. Just a little more. You can do it. Give it all you have.
Please spread out and search the area.
Yep. Oh, I don't need to do that because it's right there. The last dead end is down here. Are you ready?
Is this the deepest part of the abyss of time?
You think? It's no different than the rest of the ones we've seen.
But that fits logically, which means the Abyss's origin, the reason for the time skips, is here.
Oh, there's something I had to tell you all. It was in the papers about the abyss of time I mentioned before.
Did you find something?
If the report is correct, this place came into existence as a reaction to the creation of Tartarus.
A reaction?
The gigantic tower rising so high left a gigantic hole in its place.
Does that mean they've known about this place for 10 years?
They decided it would be harmless if left alone, since it would probably disappear with Tartarus. But it also said that since the abyss is just a byproduct, there should be no shadows in it.
Wait a sec. There's a friggin' ton of shadows here. And if it was supposed to go poof along with Tartarus, why are we standing in it now? Did they forget a decimal place or something?
No, their logic makes sense. What was supposed to vanish is still here because of some force. One side's removal caused an imbalance.
What could that force be?
Who knows? Maybe it's somewhere down here. One thing's certain, though. It's deeply connected to all of you.
What's up with that? What the hell did we do to deserve this?
Well, there's another door. If that's here, then maybe...
What's going on? Is that the big reason behind all this?
If we leave out Aigis, Metis, and me, whose past is left?
Hey, yeah. Who else was there that had powers like ours?
Who cares? There's no use speculating with it staring us in the face. We'll know once we open it.
Whatever that reason is, it's strong enough to keep the abyss of time from disappearing.
Oh, I know what this is here.
and we've come to erase that reason. We could be in for a battle. We should be very prepared before entering.
This fight is normally pretty scary.
She's right. This appears to be our goal. Don't worry, we can do this.
I am... You're... Wait! Please, wait! No! Don't go! I promised to protect you. I dedicated my life to that purpose. But I can't fulfill that purpose anymore. There's nothing more I can do. Can I continue to live this way? Does my life have a meaning? If so, I wish I could return to being a mere machine.
Huh? That's the cause?
Don't look at me.
But, well, I didn't expect that we'd get to see him again, although he did have his back turned.
Indeed.
But what's it mean? That looked like it was Aigis' memory. What kind of a clue is that? Aigis didn't have to awaken to her persona abilities, right?
Good question.
No, she did. She awakened to the special power he had. Aigis, what was that? When did it happen?
Well, technically speaking, de-awakened. Because if you saw the shadow, you'd know by now.
I always woke up to that. It was so painful to lose him. I withdrew into my room, unable to do anything. For a while, I did nothing but chase after him in my dreams. Aigis. Sister. But after a while, I stopped dreaming entirely. It felt like a weight on my chest lightened and fell off. That must have been the last of the dreams I had. But I don't see what that has to do with my awakening.
Sister, are you still in pain? The person we saw, he's the one who had the same kind of power as you, isn't he?
So that's the big cause of all this? That didn't explain anything.
Don't you get it? What we saw was only my sister's memory. But all of you want to see him again, right? Then the answer is obvious.
What's that supposed to mean?
What I said at the start was right all along. The fastest way to solve this would be to eliminate all of you.
So, that means that figure we keep seeing is...
Wait, something's wrong.
Here it comes.
What the...
Just as I thought. It's coming. The monster that's taken the shape of your regrets.
Is that...
You gotta be kidding. That can't be.
This is the reason for everything. From the Abyss of Time's failure to disappear to the presence of shadows. This was born from all of you.
This is our regrets given form.
I need your help!
I command thee!
Don't mess with me.
Athena!
You won't escape!
This ends now!
Don't mess with me.
Can't let my guard down.
No, Artemisia!
You won't escape!
Akihiko-senpai can't move! He's frozen!
I won't lose.
You won't escape! Nice! All right, sister. Let's get him!
Don't mess with me. The hell? That's Caesar!
Good luck, everyone!
did it.
That was the monster born from us? But it was...
Yes, its powers and form were familiar, but it was a shadow.
You are correct.
Wait, but that makes no sense. Persona users are supposed to beat shadows, right?
What are you talking about? Don't tell me you've been fighting them this whole time without knowing. Personas and shadows are the same thing. That's why you're able to fight them in the first place. Did you all think that shadows were mysterious invaders or something? Shadows are the lower parts of the psyche everyone has. Suppressed human thoughts given physical form. When people are unable to face their darker selves, they break loose, free from all control. But sometimes, humans with special awareness can tame their shadows. Those are persona users.
So personas and shadows, they're the same thing, just different names?
If someone was able to create my sister and myself, wouldn't he have had to understand this?
All those people lost their lives.
Then, the reason for all this is our personas?
The shadow's power affects time and even space. Through your personas, your unspoken desires were manifested. You can't stand to see time move on. You don't want to accept your loss of someone precious. It was by each of your wishes that time stopped moving forward. And as a result, you became trapped here.
So we trapped ourselves. Huh. It's almost funny.
Whatever the reason was, we beat that thing. We won. That should solve all this, right?
Yes, that is correct. If we return to the dorm, we may be able to go outside.
Whoa, what's this? When did I...
Is this a key?
You should be able to leave using those keys. Once you make it outside, the abyss of time should disappear on its own.
Finally. Geez, I'm glad this didn't end up taking another year.
But these keys, there's 8 of them.
That's because each of you played a part in bringing this about. The door probably won't open unless all 8 are used at once.
Strength of heart when united is barred by no door. Those words.
So it'll open if we're all around, is that right? Then let's get the hell out of here. So are we just gonna waltz out through the front door?
That door, or another one. There's still one closed door that doesn't connect to the outside world. The main entrance, or that door. It's one or the other.
A door that doesn't connect to the outside world.
Are you talking about the door to his room? I just assumed someone had locked it.
That door has the same feel as the doors to the past we've been going through up to now.
What do you mean by one or the other? If we open it, won't it just connect to another past?
That's right. If you go through the entrance, you'll return to the present. But that door leads to the past.
The past?
The world of the past. You've all been there many times now. But this time, the abyss will disappear once you go through the door. You'll be in the true past.
Is that true?
Why would I lie about something like this? If you don't believe me, then why don't you try leaving through the entrance?
To accept the past or to revisit it. You're saying that in the end, we have to choose.
What do you want to do?
I'll go along with whatever you decide, sister. That way, I'll finally be able to save you from this cursed fate. To be honest, that's all I care about.
Cursed fate?
Which one are you going to choose, sister?
Hey, why don't we go back to the dorm first? This is way too heavy to decide right here.
I agree.
What the?
What are all these cracks?
This is bad. It's becoming unstable. It should last a little longer, but we don't have much time. If the fault extends to the door, we may not be able to leave even with the keys.
It's just one thing after another, isn't it?
So, what's the plan? I mean, no one's seriously thinking about going back to the past, right?
I've been thinking. Why do you think he died? They never figured out the cause of death at the hospital, right?
Well, that's...
Personally, I still think it's because he used all his power to accomplish that miracle. In other words, we were saved because he gave up his life. He gave everything for us. So it doesn't seem right to undo all his work on our own. Ken-kun.
I'm with Ken. We've all seen what kind of resolve it takes to face death. That resolve, and what it brought about. There's no way we can cancel that out on our own whims. Even if it hurts, we have to deal with it and accept the present.
Yukari, what about you?
You're all about the here and now, right, Yucatan? I mean, you say it all the time. You gotta look forward.
I want to go back. To the time before the last battle. When I thought about how he protected us, I kept telling myself that I have to keep looking forward. That's why I started going to cram school and spending less time goofing off. But I can't lie to myself. If there's a way for him to come back, I'll take it, no matter what.
Yukari.
So, you're giving up? Are you saying you don't have the strength to face reality? After all the things we've gone through, you're just gonna throw in the towel in the fight against yourself?
Oh yeah, you're really one to be throwing around all those high-minded ideals. If you really thought something was that precious to you, you'd want to protect it no matter what. Don't you understand? We can go back and fix things. Are you seriously just gonna let a chance like this go?
Then I'll ask you this. If I said I wanted to undo your father's death, would you do it? Even if there was a way to reverse Shinji and Miki's death, I'd flat out refuse. Nothing in the past was a waste. You're just making excuses.
Hey, you keep mentioning death. Are you saying the person who saved you all didn't just leave?
That's correct. He passed away.
What? Why didn't you tell me before?
Why? But you've never met him.
Anyway, what do the rest of you think?
I don't know. I get second thoughts when I think about going back to when Chidori died. But I definitely see what Akihiko-senpai is trying to say. When you get down to it, though, I hate to say this, but I'm just too scared to do that battle over.
What's wrong with you? Are you saying you're scared to die, but it's okay if he does?
That's not what I said. I mean, have you really thought this through? Going back to before that battle means we have to fight Nyx again. Did you ever think about what might happen if we lose this time?
It's the same thing. Either way, all it means is that you're just scared. And you two are no better. All that talk about accepting the present is because when you get down to it, you only care about yourselves.
What?
How can you say that? There's no use going around and around like this. We're never gonna reach an agreement. So if no one gives in, we'll have to settle this another way.
Another way? Yukari-chan, you don't mean...
Taking the keys by force. That'll work too, right?
It's true that the 8 keys will merge if they're brought together, even against their holders' wishes. But if it comes to a fight, I'll protect my sister with everything I have. These keys represent each of your strength of heart. If you take my sister's, she may lose her life.
What do you mean?
You're only thinking of what's best for you. The person with my sister's power died of unknown causes, didn't he? Did any of you ever stop to think that maybe the same thing could happen to her? I came to protect her. But I won't make another mistake. I'll do whatever it takes to save her.
Metis. Aige-san, which door are you thinking about unlocking? I can't decide right now which is more important, the past or the present.
So you're just gonna run away? Again? Just like the day we said our farewells to him, and you were the only one who didn't show up. You got to hear his last words. You even made him a promise. But here you are, still running. Why were you the one who inherited his power when you can't even make up your mind? I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna lose to someone like you.
Yukari-chan, are you really going to fight?
This decision hinges upon someone precious to us all. Our differences can't be settled with a compromise. No matter what Aigis decides, we have no choice but to fight. And I've made my decision as well. I'm going to stand with Yukari.
Senpai.
You're taking her side? Are you serious? I know you well enough to tell your mind's made up. All right.
Everyone!
It's decided then. Follow me. I'll lead you to a place suitable for battle. If we fight there, no one can appeal the result.
Hey!
The friendship has been split. How will you make your final decision? The air is thick with tension. Let's hurry and go. I want to go back to the past. I want to save him. So I'll get those keys no matter what.
I can't go along with a gamble that big. We fought alongside him for an entire year. I don't want all of that to go to waste. So I can't go back to the past. I won't hand over my key. Guys. We keep fighting over the keys like this, something awful might happen to Aigis. It's just an excuse to keep this from getting serious. All Metis cares about is Aigis. How can we trust her? Even if we did, we're supposed to just accept taking this mysterious key will kill her? What a load of crap. The time we spent with him means a lot to me, and I'm not letting anyone waltz in and to undo it. Will you guys just stop and think? Why are we fighting? We've helped each other up till now every step of the way. What about that, huh? You guys better talk this over, cause I ain't letting anyone use that key until we're all agreed on what to do. And if anyone's sore loser about it, I'll kick all your asses just to calm you down.
That's enough. We'll depart once Sister has prepared. Let me know when you're ready. Okay. Well, we will have to cover that in the next episode, everyone. So yeah. With that being said, everyone, I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. Or, well, video. I guess it really doesn't matter what I call it. But, yeah. Don't forget to stay hydrated. Water, I know you have it. Go grab it and drink it. But make sure it's clean and stuff. Don't drink dirty water or anything like that, because that'd be bad for you and I don't want that. But yeah. Anyways, everyone, I guess with that being said, I will see you all again soon. And until then, goodbye for now.